Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another Percy Jackson X Naruto crossover. I promise this will be the last one, and after that we'll take a break for Percy Jackson X Naruto for a time while. As you guess from the title, the name of the story is What If Olympians Reacted to Naruto, the Broken Son of Athena. Now, this is not a neglected fanfiction. Aside from that, it is quite a funny one because Naruto is going to be born with a power in Naruto universe that defies physics and will bring a lot of headache to everyone because he's a lazy genius. Anyways, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, I realized that I might have a problem now because I am too much engrossed with Percy Jackson. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You made me realize that. Alright, I understand. I will change my ways. So help me out, makes me, give me some ideas for Naruto universe. For the next few days, we'll be working on that. And yeah, I have a huge itch of writing down more Percy Jackson ones, but I will be holding them back right now. So I hope you guys, don't get bored out of the Percy Jackson, and maybe in the future we will be, uploading them soon. Anyways, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for a video on Meta as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins on Mount Olympus with the usual going on between the gods. Hades was also present there because of the winter solstice, making the only day he was allowed there, alongside his wife Persephone, who was seated there, while his sister Demeter glared at her daughter and her son-in-law slash brother Hades. As both of them were arguing back and forth, we see that Zeus and Poseidon were busy dealing with their own mess, while Athena just sighed. This was her normal everyday life, because each and every time they had a meeting, they would always go down like this. Astia was also frowning, but she wouldn't speak because she knew that if she tried to intervene, her siblings would just outright ignore her. So she didn't bother. As suddenly, a book appeared and landed on top of Zeus's head. What is the meaning of this? I did not do that, father, said Athena. Huh? As a note was placed on it. Dear Olympian gods, today we will make you peer into the reality of a different world in which you will have, or more likely one of you have, a special child who will give you a lot of headaches and would be the ultimate trump card and the most threat to Olympus. And Zeus immediately flared his power. What is the meaning of this? Who would be that child? Brother, the prophecy is not going to be fulfilled, said Poseidon, hiding his, worries behind a smile. Because if this was true, he had a child. He knew that Zeus had a child, but that was turned into a tree. But unbeknownst to him, Zeus was also hiding, somewhat worried behind his anger because he also had another kid, and he didn't tell anyone. As that is when the fates arrived. Oh, and by the way, forgot to mention something. You have a kid as well, Zeus, and so have you, Poseidon. So both of you don't need to go at each other's throat. The only one who kept the, oath was Hades over here. As that is when both were about to go at each other's throat, we see the fates silenced them and told them that the gods will be reacting alone for a son of Athena who is extremely lazy. Why would we want to watch a son of Athena who is extremely lazy? Even if that is intriguing, just why? Said Hermes. And why would my son be such lazy? His name is Naruto. You had him with the, Japanese brilliant mind, Minato Namikaze, or more like Dr. Minato Namikaze once he arrived here. He was a, physicist. You already know where this is going, right? I have a brainchild with him, so what? Let's just read the story and you'll find out. And by the way, we're not fates of this world. We have talked to this world's fate and they have allowed us to come visit and, tell you what would happen if the child is created. Here, since he doesn't exist here. Okay, said Athena with raised eyebrows. Every gaze turned towards her. Look, I don't know. I didn't have a child yet. Why would I know, father? Fine, daughter. I will believe your words. Who is gonna read first? Ooh, I will, said Aphrodite as the book appeared in her hands. And soon she opened the book. Cabin number 6, Athena's cabin. Inside that cabin, a few bunks were made, and on one bunk, we see a kid just lazing around, alone while the rest were outside, as the door slumped open, and in came Annabeth Chase, who resembled Athena quite a lot, with silver eyes, blonde hair, and white pearl skin, as she was grumbling because she was covered in paint, because she has been pranked again. Well, looks like you have been pranked again, Annabeth. Don't start with me, Naruto. And for once, you could have helped us win the battle or capture the flag against them. It's not a battle, and it's just a game of kids. We are kids, and we have to represent our mother. Yeah, no, I'm good, said Naruto as he yawned and looked upwards to his bunk. As Athena for once frowned. Was this really her son? And why was he so lazy? As Hermes then chuckled. The kid doesn't really give a damn about anything, huh? He just wants to rest. As now we see Naruto's thoughts as Aphrodite read. Naruto didn't realize how he could think of himself. Lucky, unlucky, he didn't care. But if anything, he didn't want his life to be turned out like this. Ever since his dad died, his dad's fundings all have been consumed by his, well, relatives who wanted his money, and he has been kicked out to the streets. But being a logical and somewhat level-headed person, he was able to get by. Heck, he was even able to avoid monsters just by confronting them and making them kill themselves. Just by mere words. And he wasn't even a son of Aphrodite who could use charm speak. Oh, that is quite terrifying, said Aphrodite as she admitted. A child of Athena, at a young age, being kicked out and being able to tell monsters that with mere own words to kill themselves was extremely terrifying. He might have used some tricks. He is my son after all. And let's just say Naruto hitch rides and without the help of a satyr who he ditched 2 times because he was not going towards a circus show or whatnot, he finally arrived at the Half-Blood Hill and was now here, stuck. It took a few months for his mother to just claim him. Why? Because each and every time they were told to go burn some food in the fire, he would go there and deliberately burn each and everything the gods hated. He would pray that he would continue to do this until they don't claim him. As Athena eyebrow began to twitch while the brothers began to laugh. As much as I hate that the boy did this to us, you kind of deserve that. Him burning spiders just to, make you claim him? I feared that if the boy passes down these techniques to the others, we might have to claim them all, said Zeus. And what is wrong with that? Said Hermes. My cabin is getting full. You guys need to take up the charge and claim your children. They have not yet reached their full potential. When will they? They will, once you claim them, said Hermes. As after that we see, Naruto was still laying there while Annabeth went away as Malcolm arrived. Geez, Naruto, help us once in a while, would ya? When is the next game? In a few days. We're going up against hunters this time around, so we have to team up with the whole camp. And you are included. Fine, fine. As Naruto that night was restless. Whenever he was like this, he would usually go out for a walk, but knowing that there was a curfew, he couldn't. So what he did, he went and sneaked into the Hephaestus Forge because he liked to create stuff. Even if he didn't want to admit it, he did. And he prayed to God that he wouldn't punish him for entering his camp, and then went towards the forge. And there, Naruto cracked his fingers. Well, time to create something. And what he did was, literally presented in the morning, as Naruto was found sleeping next to a full-scale metal fox that was almost as tall as a hellhound with 9 tails and red glowing eyes. As Annabeth rushed from her cabin there because she was called by, Beckendorf, the leader of the Hephaestus camp, who was standing there while admiring and being jealous that Naruto was the one who was able to build it, since he was the one sleeping and the fox was quite protective of him. What is Naruto doing against your machine? Our machine? Naruto is the one who built that thing. Are you sure, Charles? Of course I am. As there was steam coming out of him, as Hephaestus then said, I must say, the boy has some quite skills of a smith. As Athena was quite shocked. How is he able to do that in just a single night? I can't comprehend that. Genius minds, tend to wonder their hands and are able to make art. What is that thing though? As the thing spoke itself, my name is Kuraman, Nine-Tailed 9000. I was created after being quite, liked by my creator Naruto-sama once he saw and took me from the Japanese mythology. I am his servant, I am his blade, and I have been tasked to defeat the hunters. As the campers were quite shocked, and Athena's daughter Annabeth was also having similar expression to her. Oh, my head hurts. It happened again. What do you mean it happened again? You're not gonna like this, Charles. And so, Athena and Malcolm carefully brought, while wearing some, well, radiation level suits, a glowing cube box outside. What is that? That is, as Naruto called it, an arc reactor. He watched Iron Man once and he made that damn thing. Wait, what? Said Apollo as he jumped out of his throne. The kid made the real life arc reactor? That is not entirely impossible, but it is quite hard. Even I haven't cracked the formula yet, said Hephaestus, with a frown and somewhat mad that the kid was able to do that. As Zeus rubbed his temples, I can already guess a headache coming. As Athena had her jaw dropped. How? Just how is he doing this? He shouldn't be able to do this. He's what, 11? As now we see, Naruto got up. As he cracked his back. Sleeping here was a bad idea. Kurama, do you have a comfort mode? Negative, sir. I gotta make some few adjustments later on whenever I'm free. Well, here it is. Your trump card. Use it whenever you can. I'm gonna go take a sleep. As Chiron also arrived there with Mr. D, who was quite intrigued by the young Naruto. Say, young one, can you make few adjustments for him? Dionysus, you're treading on thin ice. Here you go. As Naruto took off a watch and gave it to Hermes. Dionysus, what is this? Cloaking watch. This is what I use to hide from them all, so they can't find me while I lay in plain sight. I can make a new one. As Malcolm and Annabeth's mouth even dropped further. Wait, so that is why we couldn't find you? Yes, because I wanted to rest, and I'm not into fighting. But you're the son of Athena, so what? Do you think I like fighting because I'm her son? Jeez, you're making me look like that Mary's son. As Ares then grumbled, hey, what's so wrong with that? My head. This child, he's giving me migraines. You're one to talk. As Hermes then said, this is gold mine. I can't believe it. The kid in a single night not only countered Artemis's hunter, but also made a cloaking device. I must have him. Please, Athena, I beg of you. No! As Dionysus crumbled down on his, throne. Come on. As Dionysus then said, thank you. With a tear, with a serious face dropping and falling from his eyes. You're the only one I like. Menma. It's Naruto, sir. Yes, I know. Nathan. Yes, whatever, sir. As after that we see, Dionysus even blessed him with a small vine tattoo appearing on his shoulder. Nice. As now we see Naruto saw a lightning bolt heading towards him, and suddenly Kurama jumped in and a force field erupted. As Naruto looked up and smirked and raised his eyebrows, almost wiggling at the god of skies, who boomed thunder again and again, but nothing happened. And the campers just watched in shock as no next thunder came. See? Told ya. As now we see the reactions of Zeus, whose jaw was dropped. What? How is he able to defend from my lightning bolts? That should be impossible. Did you just try to kill my son? Well, he broke the rules and gave Dionysus a device that could hide him from me. This is quite a nice punishment, and it was not that much powerful. It would have hurt it quite a lot, but not killed him. And look at him, he's dancing and he's mocking me. As now we see, Naruto then returned back to his, cabin and laid down there. As he was sleeping, Malcolm and the other siblings alongside with Annabeth just stared at him like if he was something out of curiosity. And on the night time, Naruto woke up again. Jeez, not again. As Naruto got up, he got outside, and then thought for a moment, and then he had a sinister smirk on his face. He went where the armors were kept, and might have made a few adjustments and modifications. And so, hunters arrived, and the next day was captured the flag. Naruto obviously sat himself out because he didn't want it to bother. So, Chiron didn't force him, as the rest of them went. Now we see the hunters charged in and tried to attack, but only for their arrows to bounce off as Artemis's mouth widened, who was fully confident and didn't have spoken a thing because she knew that her hunters would win regardless. How is this possible? This is blasphemy. As everyone else chuckled, it's fine, Artemis. I'm sure that my son wouldn't do it if he was here. He better not. And then he did something. Time for plan B. Naruto, who was the son of a physicist, did a thing. He was in love with astrophysics and knew somehow. A formula that, if worked correctly, could make a miniature black hole. Oh no, said Athena. As Aphrodite then stopped and said, "What does he mean by a black hole?" "Wait," said Apollo with raised eyebrows, as even Ares' eyes widened. And so did Poseidon's and everyone else, as Hades smirked. "That is one cheeky brat." As now we see, Artemis then gulped, now fearful, because this could be quite dangerous for her hunters. While Aphrodite read the story, with much more interest now, with a single button Naruto pressed, black hole appeared under the feet of all the hunters and they disappeared. As Naruto then yawned, as next thing he saw was Annabeth chasing after him and punching him in the face lightly. "Ow! What the hell was that for?" "What did you do?" "Might have kind of thrown them in the black hole." As Annabeth's face was similar to Athena's, as their jaw hung low and they had a horrified expression. Same could be said for Artemis, whose color was almost drained and she was ready to pass out, while Hera, she was quite shocked. "Oh, this boy is quite nice," she said, taking a sip of her wine. "I really like enjoying his adventures. He's a lazy one, but he's able to create some quite weird, obnoxious things. You know, he has my respect. I might have given him a blessing." And true that was. After seeing him make an arc reactor in the form of a cube, Hephaestus has given him blessing and allowed him to work in his forge. But this was something he didn't even anticipate himself. "How is he doing that?" said Hades. "That is something that I would want in the underworld." You can't. That boy is a danger. He's not to be existent." And lo and behold, on Mount Olympus, the same thing was going on. Unbeknownst to them, Naruto had installed a camera there which he could watch the feed from his own watch that he was wearing. Jeez. Seriously? After everything I have done. And Artemis threatened to kill him if he didn't bring his hunter back, so Naruto went with plan B. He brought out another watch that looked like a Ben 10 animatronic watch. What is he doing with the toy? As Athena said the same. "What are you doing with the toy, Naruto? This is serious." "Jeez, wait, please." As Naruto pressed the button, as the watch went up, and Naruto began to turn it back until it arrived towards the forearms. And once Naruto pressed it down, there was a green glow, and there the hunter stood. "What? How did you? But they were." As Athena's daughter Annabeth tried to say something, Naruto stood up, patted her shoulder, and said, "Time travel." As Naruto then began to walk, "I'm exhausted, man." As now we see the reaction of the gods. Did he just, said Poseidon. "I think he did, brother. As Zeus was just broken. He couldn't fathom the boy was just too dangerous. He was even dangerous than Cronus, the crooked one. He reversed time, and Artemis was just frozen there. The boy could kill them and bring them back anytime he wanted. That was a dangerous move in its own right." As now we see, Chiron, having had enough, brought him to, Mount Olympus because, they need to discuss about Naruto. And his nine-tailed fox wouldn't get much, have fun until he revealed that he had maimed a few of the hunters, who were quite in critical condition. "Oh, is that why?" "Kurama, which settings are you using?" "Sir, full-on battle mode." "Oh, drop it down to, practice one next time." "Apologies, sir." Mode said it. As Athena was now in front of Naruto, watching him with critical eyes, trying to narrow, but Naruto just looked at her and yawned. "Is this gonna take a long time?" "I am exhausted. You barely even lift a finger, son. Your father was a genius man." "Yeah, I know. You're a genius as well, of a sense. So hey, two genius minds create another genius mind, right?" "No, you're broken," said Hermes. "Sorry, what?" Like by mere thoughts, you're broken. Broken beyond anything, Naruto. You're someone who we never thought could have this much power." "Wait, I just used science. That's the extent of it. I don't have any powers. I didn't even ask for any of her blessings. All I can think of is that maybe Lord Hephaestus might have given me a few to use his forge." "Of course I have." "Wait, why are you using those old braces?" What's wrong with them?" "Well, I gotta send some new blueprints for that." "Enough!" "You would hand over those devices." "Yeah, no, I like them. Please don't take them away." As Zeus threw the lightning bolt only for Naruto to use a small thing that he had injected himself, nanobots, as he held on to the lightning bolt without getting shocked. As Naruto then said, "Wow, this is so pretty." As Zeus was shocked, How are you doing this?" As Zeus also stood up in real life, "How is the boy doing this, Athena?" "How would I know? I don't have a son like this." As she was rubbing her temples, "I already have another headache upon headache upon headache. Oh, this is tiring." She pitied her other self, while Aphrodite was having a blast. And Artemis and the others? Well, Artemis aside from Artemis, everyone else was also having quite fun because this was comedy gold. Both Athena as well as Zeus being put in on the end of a budding joke was quite nice for once in a while. As even Aphrodite quite laughed at this. Let's read further on. The next chapter states that he and his way of expressing his romance. Maybe he fell in love with one of my daughters. And that was true when the, well, story continued. Naruto, who was now at the age of 14, quite liked the new camper resident as well as the leader of, well, Aphrodite camp, which was none other than Selena herself. So, Naruto went on to propose to her, but she, being the heartbreaker she was, promised that only will go on date once you bring her a Titanic because she just had watched the movie again and was crying. "You swear on River Styx?" "Don't do it, daughter. He might really do it." "Yes. If you can make a Titanic-like ship here, I will go." Give me 24 hours. As next thing we know, Naruto, after a whole day outside of the camp, was now in a river, near the river, well, standing watching a ship with pride. He had a huge smile on his face as Kurama was with him, who was helping him with a paintbrush in his mouth. "Lord, I have painted it." Good, good fox, Kurama. As that is when every other kid who was a demigod alongside with Chiron arrived there, and so did Mr. D. As he whistled, "Is that Titanic?" "Yup, I call it Titanic 2.0, Naruto's, well, love boat for Selena, who blushed completely red because this was a budding joke and she would have expected Naruto to do something like this stupid. But Naruto being Naruto, he was able to do that. How in the living hell did he create a sister? I think it would be best if you don't ask any more questions. This is Naruto we're speaking of at this moment. He's broken. As I said, as my other counterpart said, he's broken at this point. But the boys and well, the boy making things still do quite intrigue me the way he does. It is quite honestly, well, interesting and intriguing. I must say the ship is quite fine. How about we all go on board? And so everyone got on board, and Naruto paid for Lord Poseidon and Zeus in advance. What does he mean me? As once the ship went on, Naruto pressed a button, and next thing they knew the ship was now hovering and sailing in the air. "What? How is he doing that?" "That's so cool," said Apollo and Hermes in unison, and Ares also nodded. What if we get attacked by the kindly ones?" said Athena's daughter Annabeth again. "Well, simple. As Naruto pressed the button, as huge plasma cannons came out. Turns out he has used the arc reactor and pure energy was gonna be shot of them. Oh my god. He has combined the Star Wars ships with a flying battleship and made it into look like a Titanic. And then he built it for my daughter," said Aphrodite. She was shocked alongside with many other else, and Hera now nodded. "I must say I'm certainly impressed. This is quite intriguing. I would be really glad if this boy existed here." As now we see, suddenly all the Olympians arrived there, and they looked at Naruto with somewhat tired expression. "What is wrong with you, kid?" asked Zeus with a calm demeanor. "Whoa," said Hades. "Hold on. You look exhausted, brother, and you are asking quite calmly what is wrong with him?" "To be honest, I would be fed up. I mean, I can't kill him. I can, well, toast him because of my daughter, and he's not doing anything right to challenge, well, Olympus aside from his obnoxious inventions that could literally threaten the Mount Olympus, because he has his own floating now fort. I would really be tired." "Still funny," said Poseidon as Zeus glared. Well, Athena just looked intrigued at the same time tired, as the other counterpart of hers did. "Son, you know you can stop with this, right?" said Athena with bags under her eyes. "Geez, mommy, don't look so well." "You think?" With all the shenanigans you have been pulling, Naruto, you're certainly one for lazy. Hey, I like to sleep, okay? And whenever I can't, I have too much energy, I usually build stuff. And this time I was really motivated, okay? So might have gone too far. What do you mean? As Naruto pressed another button and it completely vanished, becoming invisible. And at that moment, each and every demigod and Ares, alongside with Hephaestus and the mortal gods, screamed themselves because they realized that this ship was awesome and they need to have it instantly. You know, I can build that if I was able to crack the code and formula to the arc reactor. The real one, at least, not the fictional one that the Iron Man wore. As Athena grumbled because she was trying and she couldn't do it herself, but somehow her, well, quite odd son could do that. And all because he fell in love with the daughter of Aphrodite. Artemis just looked at this with quite shock. I don't get this kid. He has the most ingenious tech, but he uses it for the most obnoxious reasons. If he wants to, he can put them to good use. I must agree with Artemis on this one, said Demeter as well as Zeus, who agreed. He could help a lot of people, a lot of demigods, and Mount Olympus if he puts his talents to good use. I won't force my children to choose what they want to do, but this needs to stop. As now we see Zeus pleading, please, please don't do this anymore. I want to rest. You've been giving me continuous headaches. Ah, you should have asked for. Here you go. I was watching Doraemon and I got this invention from him. A stress relieving fan. As he plopped it on the heads of the gods, and suddenly they relaxed, as huge amount of stress in the form of purple smoke leapt out of their heads. Alright, we want him, said Hades, immediately after reading this line from Aphrodite. You know, that would be quite nice. A stressful head. Stressless head, you know? As Poseidon as well as Zeus agreed. For the first time in centuries, the three brothers agreed, and, well, Athena herself now wanted this invention because she knew that this would certainly help her. Seriously? Doraemon? Isn't that a Japanese kid cartoon? Said Hephaestus, looking towards, well, Apollo, who nodded. Yup. He's he's quite a blue cat with quite a lot of gadgets. Oh dear. I get it. Where he gets his, well, inspiration from. Yup. As now we see, one of the cabin mates of Hermes who have watched the Doraemon show then said, wait, isn't that? Yup. Watched the show, loved it, and made it as it is. Do you have anywhere door? You need to ask. Where do you want to go? How about where our father is? And next thing they know, the door opened from Naruto's ship to, well, Hermes' chariot, where he was currently picking his nose while placing the boogers under his seat, which looked like a bus seat, while he was driving his delivery van. As he gasped when Naruto closed the door shut. Wait, was that anyway door? As at that moment, each and every god lost it. Even Athena did. Okay, the boy is certainly broken. I understand. Before you say this, that I need to have this child, I don't know where Minato and Namikaze exist. As Apollo then said with a smirk, oh, he just landed in America, by the way. You really do want me to make this demigod. As everyone nodded, because this child had made certainly quite a lot of inventions. Wait, there's still more. Ooh, it's about the war that is going to happen, the prophecy. As everyone tensed. And then they realized it was Naruto, who, while the war was happening, was busy building his own miniature form of Mount Olympus back at the camp because he was bored again, and this time with mini gods who were, well, sentient beings and miniature version of them, in reality becoming a chaos of a miniature universe. And at that point, even Aphrodite dropped the book. You know what? The more I read it, the more my brain hurts. How is he doing that? What kind of things you ate before giving birth to him? Did you drink some sort of chemical X or something? Said Hermes, chuckling. And made a male version of a Powerpuff Girl? Don't ruin that, said Artemis, because that show was her favorite. As now we see, Athena just rubbed her temples. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. My own son creating a miniature versions of us. I wonder, is my mini version just like me, said Poseidon. Of course it would be. You who would think like this. As now we see, that is when Athena picked up the book and continued. We still have to finish it. And continued onwards. As Annabeth dashed in, only to find this and pass out there. Once Naruto woke her up after wiping out the whole, well, universe that he has created, which caused a shudder to the gods, he faced, well, Annabeth, who told that the Titans were attacking. So, Naruto then literally pressed a button and a few keypads that appeared out of the ground. What are you doing? Since when did you? I have installed them with the help of Lord Hephaestus. As suddenly the whole camp's ground began to open like it was some sort of a vault, being covered by huge earth, and out of it came out a huge metal thing. What are you doing? As Naruto got into it. Naruto then said, time to go Evangeline on them, bitches. Did he cuss? Said Hestia, and then shot out from there a huge mech. As Apollo literally slumped down, being a weeb, he was literally foaming and creaming at the same time. This is legend, Derry. We have our own mechs? We need this. That is quite cool, I must admit, said even Athena, who had stars in her eyes now. This was only known in, well, anime and whatnot, as Apollo has suggested, but for the first time, seeing in action was quite nice. Using the thrusters, Naruto arrived there in the similar form of the true gods, and then what followed suit was all-out beatdown on the, well, Titans. And the war then ended with a single blast, because Naruto dropped a small missile that was named the Big One, because of the irony. As the Titans laughed, but as it exploded, it wiped all of them out, causing them to all to be engulfed into a miniature life-eating black hole before it exploded, as all of the Olympians just stood there, as Naruto then yawned underneath his mech, which was complete white with silver glass on it. Is that you, Naruto? Yep, just exhausted. Since when do we have an Evangeline level mech? Since I watched the anime and built it, with the help of Lord Hephaestus over there? It seems that he is even able to hold on against the Titans. Wait, I want to fight that. No, screw that, I want to drive that, said Apollo. Hey, I want to test that as well. Sorry, but it's built according to my specifications, so bye. As Naruto dashed back and landed the mech back safely before closing the door shut. As by the time all of the demigods were there, even Annabeth was there because her mouth was covered in black charcoal because of she being standing there and being covered in dust from landing and going out. You saved us all, didn't you? She said with a deadpan expression. Yep. Good. Go rest, brother. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, I'm completely fine. What could be wrong? Aside from my brother being a kleptomaniac who is an evil genius 2 steps away from becoming one. Wah ha ha. Very funny. As Naruto then, after with narrowed eyes, went back to his cabin and went to sleep, snoring loudly, while the gods appeared. Where is that boy? He's resting. I'm too tired to deal with this shit. You know what? Why don't you guys all celebrate? Today's a day off, you all can go spend time with your children. As now we see, Athena went inside her son's room only to find that there was something moving under his desk. Opening the drawer, she found a miniature version of Olympus and a miniature version of herself, staring with the same expression as her. What? As she woke up Naruto immediately. Naruto, son, what is that? Oh, it's a miniature version of Olympus. I tried to wipe it away, but maybe the miniature gods who have their own free will, and are like you all, might have been able to save it. Oh well, I'm going back to sleep. As Naruto went back to sleep, no matter how much Athena tried to shake him to awake to realize how he has done this, she knew that her son won't wake up. And she only cursed because she knew he was a lazy genius, and this would have happened. As now we see, those who were watching this were also quite shocked. Wow, the dude went Evangeline on the Titans and then returned and was like, yep, I'm sleeping. I'm quite furious. I just wanted to ask how he had a miniature version of us and he didn't even want to answer. As the book was closing, Aphrodite laughed out loud. It was a note from Naruto. A genius never reveals his secret. Well, at least if he has one, I don't know what I'm doing. And in the end, the chaos itself wrote down Naruto's power and blessing that was blessed to him from Athena. And that was her perception. And Naruto's ability was to make it into a reality. And that is why he was able to achieve unattainable feats with unattainable time. So he's literally broken, as I said. Agreed. I think we should have our own Naruto here. Yeah, no, I don't think so, said Athena. But then again, something in her head told her that maybe she should. Because he might be the only one who might make things interesting. Unbeknownst to all of them, one shadow was also hearing this. The crooked one. No, that child cannot be allowed to come to life. Because if he does, then I'm fucked, as they say nowadays. before he left. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.